You know, they say the two things that you should never watch being created are sausages and laws. Let me, and I'm, let me shut the air conditioner off. There we go. Sorry about that. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Um, you shouldn't ever watch sausages being made or laws because both are a stomach turning process to watch. Of course, we don't really make laws anymore, so that's not a problem. But anyway, my point is, you're gonna have to forgive me for this one. The work table is, this is my. Ideally, like this whole space would just be empty for my videos, and then the rows of kit bash potential and doubles and stuff would probably be here. You know, pocket figures, you might think of them as, although I don't actually leave the house with them. But if you're familiar with that term from, I think Unparalleled Universe uses it, maybe a couple other YouTubers. But ideally, the rows should start here, and then anything goes going all the way over here. But it's very crowded right now. I don't even know why. I mean, I have been thinking a lot about Blade lately, so we got three of my four Blades are over here. Where's the other one? Where's the other one, Mr. Avian Unloaded? Where did I put that? Oh, this action figure obsession, by the way, with me. Your old pal Avian Unloaded. Oh yeah, the Void Build-A-Figure Wave Strange Tales Blade, of which this is a double. This one here with the beret. He had to give up his jacket for Movie Blade from Deadpool or Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine. Hard to believe Wolverine is the secondary named character in a Marvel movie, isn't it? But I always want to call it Wolverine and Deadpool. But yeah, so this blade got his duster from this blade, and then the stock blade, which is this blade, body and head, with this blade's duster. That is in my new Marvel Knights display, which I think I put up like a short 18 or 20-second video showing that. I've added a couple more characters to that since then, but as you know, I'm sort of low-key working toward a 2026 Toy Room Tour video. Here, I'll give you a real quick version of it. Okay, yeah, there's the G.I. Joe display. There's more G.I. Joes. There's all my Marvel Legends stuff over there, way over there. And then the X-Men Tower is way off in the corner over there. There's my unmade bed. Yeah, but right in the center there is the X-Men Tower. You know, it's... I didn't used to actually sleep in this room. It used to just be my toy room. But circumstances changed, and, you know, I feel lucky to have a roof over my head. So there you go. But anyway, yeah, so excuse the fact that if occasionally you're going to be getting some shots of these guys. The topic at hand here actually is, are you ready for this? You probably already read it in the subject line. What was the topic again, Amy? Oh, a civilian section for my Spider-Man shelf. Now, as you know, I've been redoing some shelves lately, and I now have a 4-shelf Marvel Legends Villains display. It's an entire 4-shelf bookcase, including, the top. And I put all my Spider-Man villains in that, leaving me with a half-empty Spider-Man shelf that is just full of various Spider-Men. Scarlet Spider and a whole bunch of different Pizza Spider-Mans and 3 Mafex Spider-Men, 2 of whom are actually legitimate. Just a whole bunch of Spider-Men, basically, and I did still have Gwen and Mary Jane, and this J. Jonah Jameson was off in the corner. This J. Jonah Jameson was right next to Peter Parker. And I've been thinking about that, and that brought me back to an old kit bash that I did a long time ago that has now made a comeback, and that is my Joe Robbie Robertson, editor of the Daily Bugle, or at least he was when I was reading Spider-Man regularly. J. Jonah Jameson is the publisher, and Robbie Robertson, Joe Robertson, he is the more ethical, more morally grounded, and calmer, less borderline personality disorder affected member of the Jonah and Robbie team that runs the Daily Bugle, in the classic Spider-Man era. And it got me to thinking, this all started when I watched an old review of the J. Jonah Jameson figure. and I forget which channel. Which channel was it on? Oh, I want to give the guy credit because and not for any particular thing that I did, but his thumbnail was incredible because it was that meme of the girl walking with her boyfriend, um, while the boyfriend's turned around looking at a more beautiful, younger version of the girlfriend, in the foreground. It was that, but with the J. Jonah Jameson. Um, and the J. Jonah Jameson that was the girlfriend hand in hand with I get it was Peter Parker, right? Walking off with Peter Parker was the chameleon version of J. Jonah Jameson, which was the first one we got from Hasbro in the Marvel Legends line. You could make J. Jonah Jameson out of that figure, and then this guy is the new hotter younger version in the meme. If you're following along, I realize if you're not following along, this is all just rambling nonsense. But I was kind of sick last night and awake most of the night, and I'm just running on caffeine and fumes right now. So, forgive me if I'm rambling here, but I did want to commit this one so I can get these guys on the shelf and sort of fill out that half-empty Spider-Man shelf that is really bothering my OCD. So this Joe Robertson figure the head is a Paul Harding sculpt that was used for Blue Marvel. And Paul Harding once told me at a toy show that he sculpted the Blue Marvel head so that it also could do double duty as T'Challa, a comic version of T'Challa, the King of Wakanda, the Black Panther, because that Wakanda Forever wave that included that the Vulcan body mold Black Panther came out around the same time. So he told me, right? They just said it right out. This head was meant to be both Blue Marvel and also as an option for you for a T'Challa unmasked head sculpt. So if you've ever thought, hey, that would make a good T'Challa, it was meant to be, at least by the guy that sculpted it. I don't know why Hasbro couldn't just, spend a couple extra bucks to give us, separate head sculpts for each character. And if only one, I think this would have made a better T'Challa than Blue Marvel, especially since they didn't bother painting the hair, which should be a little gray at the temples. But now that I'm learning how to dry brush, maybe I'll give him a little gray at the temples, because I think Joe Robertson, the editor of the Daily Bugle, probably could use a little gray hair. Perhaps not as much as Jonah. But God knows, working for Jonah Jameson since J. Jonah Jameson for 60 plus years, I mean, that's got to make anybody a little gray, right? So yeah, the idea really is just a civilian. Who will be my civilians in one corner of my Spider-Man shelf? So I don't even know what he's doing here, really, because this is the MCU J. Jonah Jameson. I was thinking about maybe doing some head swaps and seeing what might come out of that. But this comic, J. Jonah Jameson, is just so perfect that that's just a non-starter. So I'll do something with this guy. Maybe I'll have him do commercials for Farmers Insurance or something like that. But yeah, J.K. Simmons, sorry, I don't think you're gonna have any place in the display here. Did I mention the suited body was the young Nick Fury from the Captain Marvel movie wave that I think was the Kree Sentry Build-A-Figure, if I recall correctly. So out of the box here, just going off the top, if you will. Jonah and Robbie Robertson, Joe Robertson, they're sorted. I'd love to have a Ben Urich. Maybe I'll give that some thought. Kit Bash, a Ben Urich, and who else? Maybe Betty Brant, Glory. What was Glory's last name? The girl who worked at the Daily Bugle there for a while. I'm sorry, the young lady that worked at Glory Grant. Does that sound right? Betty Brant and Glory Grant. Must be Marvel Comics. Anyway, moving on to the obvious. We have Retro Peter Parker with the which head is this? Is this Renew Your Vows? Yeah, I think that's the Renew Your Vows head. The repaint of the Toys R Us 2-pack Peter Parker head from around 2016 or 2017. A little sharper, a little clearer. He's got the Mezco Spider-Man camera around his neck, and he's got the Mezco unmasked, mask accessory, which does not want to stay in his hand, and I really hope it never falls onto the carpet, because then it'll be gone. And it's kind of a cool little accessory. Here he is. He's just, confessing to someone that he is Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man. And then, of course, his first love, his first true love, the one and only Gwendolyn Stacy, who, in my head canon, there's an Earth, 617 or something where they're still together, or where he managed to make a relationship with her clone at some point during the Clone Saga. I mean, if he can't be with Mary Jane, he should be with Gwen. Gwen was, it was sort of a Betty and Veronica thing, and Gwen was his Betty, and Mary Jane was his Veronica, and Betty and Veronica are both great. So anyway, there's a place for this Peter Parker and this Gwen Stacy in my Spider-Man shelf, in my civilian area of that display. There is another exact copy of this Gwen Stacy, ironically, in my villains display, because she is hanging out with the Jackal, because Gwen Stacy was the first person that the Jackal cloned at the very dawn of the Clone Saga back in the mid-1970s. That's right. You might think of the Clone Saga as a 90s thing if you're a child or a young adult. I'm being snarky. Even if you're in your 30s or 40s, you probably think the Clone Saga started in the 90s, but it didn't. It went all the way back to like 1973 or 74. And that's that. The other couple, we're talking couples here, and I don't mind having multiple Peter Parkers, especially in my display, because of the Jackal, because of course there's so many clones, right? Here are Peter and Mary Jane Watson, and this is from the all-new, all-different Spider-Man era, where he was wearing that armored suit designed by Alex Ross with the glowing blue spider and the blue lenses in his eyes. Definitely a take on a traditional Spider-Man costume, but not the Spider-Man costume. That's the two-pack, the Toys R Us exclusive two-pack that came out in around 2016 or 2017, right when I was getting back into Marvel Legends. And then Mary Jane here, I believe this Mary Jane head is the retro Gwen Stacy head from the 2020 Spider-Man retro wave. The weird Mary Jane head that came with, because it has a lot of shading in the hair and stuff. And I think it may have been before the digital face painting, although the paint on her face is nice. It might have been digital, or it was just exceptionally well done. I think Gwen and Mary Jane, don't they look terrific together, by the way? Don't they look absolutely terrific? It was such a travesty that, there was a Mary Jane in that Toys R Us 2-pack, like I said. And this body is largely that body, because it came out around the same time as Jessica Jones, the Netflix Jessica Jones body. And that's actually what this is. This is Jessica Jones with Mary Jane, retro Mary Jane's head here. And the purse... see, the Mary Jane that came in the 2-pack came with a purse. And when I made this kit bash, I couldn't figure out why I didn't have the purse. And then I remembered Jessica Jones didn't have a purse. Sometimes I forget that my kit bashes are kit bashes. And I'm just like, hey, how come she doesn't have, XYZ? Oh, it's because it's not really her. Come on. I go back and forth. I love that Jessica Jones Netflix figure. Hopefully I can get the new updated Jessica Jones that they're doing. And then I won't keep going back and forth, because I just think... rich Parker Industries era, all new, all different Peter Parker here with his cell phone and his nice suit, running a company that was built, by Otto Octavius. But then, he got his body back, Peter Parker, and for a while he was sort of a industrialist millionaire running a big multinational corporation. And here he is. And here he is out on a date with Mary Jane Watson, supermodel Mary Jane Watson, going a little punk, and I think the purse really completes the ensemble, if you will. And then finally, oh, no. Okay, only 2 people fell over. All right. Whew. I do not want a mass casualty event today. I am so tired from being up all night. All right. Yeah, gonna fix Bullseye's feet. Excuse me there. All right. You okay there, Dex? Come on, stand up straight. All right, you're all right. You're all right, buddy. You're all right. What I'm really saying is I'm all right. The only real new idea here, because I did think of this Joe Robertson for a long time ago, and he was Joe Robertson for a while. Then I put the Samuel L. Jackson head back on him, but I think he makes a great Joe Robertson. You tell me in the comments if you agree. Don't him and Jonah look great together, like a magazine publisher and his editor? I think they look Terrific. I really do. And all you got to do is pop that Blue Marvel head on the body. The skin tones match. It's a nice kit bash. And you should be able to get that Captain Marvel uh, Sentry Build-A-Figure, free Sentry Build-A-Figure wave. You can get him new in box for like $15 or $20. Nobody wanted that young Nick Fury figure. Nobody wanted most of that entire wave, sadly. But I think Joe and Jonah look good. I think Gwen and Peter look great. I think Peter and Mary Jane look great. These are all ideas that have been percolating and ruminating in my mind, in some cases for years. This one I just had this morning. Who is missing in this? You know, and then we are missing Betty Brant. We're missing Ben Urich. But one that came to mind that was pretty easy was Flash Thompson, because I have a Flash Thompson head. This is the head from the Agent Venom figure, the Retro Agent Venom figure. I bought 3 of those just because I liked this alternative head. I just think he looks great. He does look a little like Aaron Eckhart. He does look a little bit like Jamie Lannister. I understand all that. I think personally that he makes kind of an interesting Steve Rogers, this head. But everybody argues with me when I post pictures of that. They feel like Steve Rogers would never have his hair that way. So I'm not going to argue with them anymore. It's fine. It is what it is. But here he is on the I don't know, is it a football jacket? What is this jacket that Wolverine was wearing in the X-Men movie? I don't even know. A Letterman jacket with no letter. This is that beautiful leather jacket from Wolverine, the movie Wolverine, back when they first started doing the Fox movie figures. And the skin tone might not be 100%, but I feel like it's close enough. To the naked eye, and especially on camera here, it's close enough. And I think that, you know, Flash Thompson and Peter Parker, they were bitter rivals in high school. Flash Thompson used to bully him. Some point along the way, Flash Thompson went to Vietnam. He lost his legs. He became, a disabled veteran. He married Shashan, a woman that he met in Vietnam. I mean, this is all, I'm sure, been retconned away now, but I'm sure there's some remnant of him having been a veteran now, probably in the Gulf War, or, you know, some of these other crazy forever wars that we can't stop waging to try to prop ourselves up. But this is definitely post-war, and it may even be Agent Venom, civilian Agent Venom, because, you know, he uses his Venom powers to give himself legs when he is Agent Venom, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I haven't read a lot of Agent Venom, but I think that's the gimmick. And I think that makes a really, really good civilian Flash Thompson to hang out with all these other figures and ideas that I've had over the years. And again, this is just a start. I did have an Uncle Ben for a while. I was using the Everett Ross head on the... where is he? The Professor X from the Logan movie body, seen here with an Indiana Jones fedora. One of 2 Indiana Jones fedoras in my collection. Scarlet Spider wearing the other one. But yeah, if you pop that Patrick Stewart head off of this Professor X body, and you stand him up straight, and you put the Everett Ross head on there, to me he makes a passable Uncle Ben. But of course, then I got to explain in my head canon, how is it that Uncle Ben is still alive? And I don't have any ideas for Aunt May. I think that animated series Aunt May, it's fine for what it's supposed to be for the cartoon, but it's not a great figure, and it's certainly not gonna fit in with what I'm looking at here and conceiving here. All right, so I think that really is it. I just wanted to talk to you about my idea for a civilian Spider-Man display. Spider-Man and his perhaps less amazing friends. We could call this just his first Spider-Man and just his friends. And in the case of Jonah, frenemies at best, and arch nemesis at worst. I really did think about putting Jonah on my villains display shelf. God knows he's pulled some villainous moves, like hiring the guy was Smythe. This is a Spider Slayer guy. He hired him, and I think he's hired some other people to go after Spider-Man over the years. But I think it was during the Dan Slott era that Jonah was a little more nuanced, and he spent a little more time being a character instead of just an archetype or a cliche. But yeah, so what do you think? What do you think? What are your thoughts? I really want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you would add to this, what you would take away from this. How would you change any of these? Some of them are kit bashes. Some of them, like Jonah, are right out of the box. Um, and Gwen. Everything else is a kit bash, I guess, now that I think about it. But yeah, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Have you created any kit bashed Spider-Man civilian characters for your display? Love to hear about it. Love to see pictures. If you can direct me to where they are, or if you have a video covering them, leave a link in the comments below. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you absolutely hated it, then feel free to give it a thumbs down. That's fine, because either way helps. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you're new here, then please do hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that YouTube informs you anytime a new video is uploaded here to the Avian and Loaded channel. And I don't know what's coming up next, but with the condition of this work table, I need to exercise. Oh yeah, these all these Deadpools here. Look at them. I need to exercise some of my Deadpool demons, I think, and talk a little bit about these guys. But probably not too much. That'll be a short one. 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, I do tend to ramble. I almost knocked over Krusty the Clown. See, I was trying to figure out what to do with these guys, my Simpsons figures. Lost his microphone down here on the floor. Let me grab that and turn out the light for a second. Sorry, Krusty. Yeah. At some point, who makes these Simpsons figures? Is it Jack specific? I'm not even sure 100% who is responsible for their existence. Turn the lights back on. I might turn the air conditioner back on too. Excuse me. It's getting a little tepid in here. There we go. I'll get close to the phone to make sure you can hear me. Anyway, yeah, looking for a place to put these guys. Obviously, there is no easily suggestible. Yeah, they're not going to my X-Men display. But I do love this Krusty the Clown figure and Radioactive Man as well. He was a gift from my son. Krusty the Clown, when I saw him at Target, I just couldn't resist buying him. And I thought I'd buy all the really weird characters like Principal Skinner and what's his name, the bus driver and that kind of thing. I wasn't ever going to buy Homer or Bart or any of those. But, you know, some of the background characters. And I do love that this came with a mic stand. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's too short for a Marvel Legends character, but at least the mic is detachable, so, you know, there's that. Dazzler comes with a microphone, too. I bet it would fit in that stand. But anyway, just thinking out loud. Yeah, so do all the YouTube things, the liking, the commenting, the subscribing, the notification bell, and sharing, hyping. If there's a hype button, I doubt there's a hype button for me, but you never know. And thank you for spending a few minutes of your time with me today, thinking about Spider-Man and civilian displays and all that sort of thing here on Avian and Loaded and Action Figure Obsession. This is basically the platonic ideal of what I do here on Action Figure Obsession, just thinking out loud and putting together ideas, and then somehow they end up in my display. And I got to tell you, this Flash Thompson, for something I just thought of this morning, I think that's going to stick. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my former, Agent Thompson of S.H.I.E.L.D. here, now Agent Logan. But I got to do something with that figure, because if you know the secret Avian and Loaded Action Figure Obsession code, the fact that he's wearing the harness that he came with, that means he's special. You know, some of them don't have the harness because I sacrificed them for other characters, other Captain Americas. Got some of those harnesses over the years, but yeah, like that one, that's my stock Commander Rogers. That's why he has his harness. This is my platonic ideal comic book Commander Rogers here in the center with the 20 years Steve Rogers head and the prototype shield. And then I have another exact one like this in my shield display where he has the silver and teal shield that came with the Winter Soldier movie figure, who is also on this table somewhere. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he sacrificed his shield, but I gave him a prototype shield too. Both of the prototype shields that you see here, this one is all silver, and then this one is silver, but I also added some sort of battle damage and other colors to it. Both of those started off as the shield that came with Stan Lee, but since Stan Lee did not create Captain America, his autograph should not be on that shield. If anything, Jack Kirby and Joe Simon's autographs should be on that shield. So yes, if you're saying, boy, this guy has opinions, well, do I ever. So that's going to do it. We'll wrap it up here. Thank you for joining me for Action Figure Obsession. And as always, I will see you on the next one.